Last time on Dice Funk.
Like the hollow animals that you get at Easter made of chocolate. And that shape of a person was statue when it all crumbled away, revealing a person-shaped plant body of vines and such underneath. Yeah, that's the deal. And so the crystal, which was quite embedded into the statue before, is now embedded into plants.
Even if the light show was a deception, you have taken our home from us now. We have no protector against the beast on the horizon. So we will chase whatever you are chasing, and we will catch you, Rabbit, and we will devour you, and I will throw your bones off the edge of the world.
Ah, okay, Sleagle's back. Cool.
And then you look at the Sleagle, and its eyes are like snake-like, and then they switch back.
Oh, I got a nat 20.
Perfect. Now, the Penguin is completely on board. What do? Do you just, like, show it some sauce? And it's like, hell yeah, let's party.
Okay, because, like, my plan is to sort of, like, bring him back to, like, one of the, like, rich people eyes wide shut parties, you know?
Oh, my God. Yeah, how decadent. Oh, my God.
Is it really sad carrying around the dead body of your friend who was once a part of your body? It's gonna rot. It's gonna rot there. And you're gonna have to stay there and look at it every day until it falls off. Are you gonna cut it off yourself? What are you gonna do? You're gonna get sepsis. Nat 20 plus 4.
Boom.
Laser turns and walks into the ocean.
I saw a spark against the dark, and we erupt, but it's a slow burn. We take our chance and start to dance, can see enough to know to turn around. The sound of a bonfire carries over fences, titillates our senses, but we don't need the heat. A chill wind is pushing.
So we're leveling up. Everyone's leveled up. We entered a new biome. You defeated a big boss. He walked into the ocean. It's been amazing, dramatic finish to that. And now everyone is at the next level. And also Dio's awake. So let's talk about all this.
I'm 3 whole levels now.
We were gonna Hot Wheels you, but Austin was like, we have to respect body autonomy. I was like, fine.
The important thing for the level up here is that you do get some kind of upgrade that Vimble made for you while you were sleeping. I think presumably added the pieces of the statue you weren't using any longer, if that's what you want for the flavor. So feel
the other flavor option was bits of dismantled weather machine.
Yeah, well, the weather machine, Vimble's making something for his utility belt. You may notice Sam's not chiming in. He moved the time and then didn't show up. We'll find out if he appears. We're going to talk about our level
shaming. More public shaming.
All right, so you're a level 3 Warlock, Dio. How is that? And feel free to add a rocket launcher on there if you want.
I will not reveal the powers of it yet. But the upgrade I would like to have is that I think that Vimble should have put back together the face plate of statue that crumbled apart. I think that would be an interesting and cool decision. And so, on top of whatever other is going on with my body, the face is now a stone mask. That is like pieced back together from having crumbled apart, but it moves like my face because it was doing that when I was a statue. So
your cool face mask also has abilities which you're hiding from me, the DM, and then later whispering on me.
Maybe.
That's definitely how D&D is designed to work.
It's Dice Funk, baby.
I guess it depends on. Do you want to lay out any kind of parameter for what an upgrade can mean? You just said a rocket launcher a second ago.
Yeah, that was partially a joke. If this was my player character, I'd probably be like, can I get like +1 on my Eldritch Blasts from now on or something? Like boring. Right, yeah. Or it could be something, like really silly that might come in handy, later that, off the wall. But yeah.
Things like access to a cantrip or a low-level spell are sometimes worth asking about. That sort of range.
If it's your face, though, that to me, like, the flavor leans towards some kind of like disguise thing or like changing your face. I'm sorry about where my mind went, but there's the Game of Thrones, like Hall of Faces, the guy stuff, something like that.
All interesting possibilities, none of them correct. Anyway, so at level 3, I took the Pact of the Talisman, which let's read the mechanic because that's the important bit, and then I'll reflavor it. It says your patron, because I'm a warlock, gives you an amulet, a talisman that can aid the wearer when the need is great. When the wearer fails an ability check, they can add a d4 to the roll, potentially turning the roll into a success. This benefit can be used a number of times, equal to your proficiency bonus, and all expended uses are restored when you finish a long rest. If you lose the talisman, you can perform a 1-hour ceremony to retrieve a replacement from your patron. This ceremony that actually doesn't matter. Because the talisman is just going to be my crystal, which I am incapable of losing, and I think it just flavor-wise makes sense if I'm just growing stronger, and every now and then when I fail a roll, I just glow a little. I'm just and try again.
Yeah. Just occasionally you fail and go, no, I didn't fail, universe. Right, yeah.
I just look sternly at the thing that I failed at, and I'm like, no. Yeah, that's basically
sort of wag a finger at it and go, nah,
And another reason it needs reflavoring is that, while I am a warlock, Dio has no awareness of what their patron could be.
Look who's here.
Oh, well, who's that sneaking around? It's Vimble!
Whoa!
Oh
my God,
shit, we didn't even notice you arrived, Vimble.
Oh, fuck! I didn't even see him there. He's so sneaky.
Hey, what's up? Vimble, now with 7 points of HP instead of 5.
Cool.
Wow.
I'm unstoppable now, baby. I feel like it's honestly pretty OP. I don't know if this is really fair or balanced, but
I was getting ready for this episode, and it's been a couple of weeks because of Mari and Laura's holiday, and I was thinking, why did I die again? What happened there? Who killed me? Who is that? Luckily, I can't remember.
Yeah, that's great.
So I have a question about your build. So, do you just put all of your points into the things that increase your damage and just nothing into HP?
I did not realize what Constitution did.
Oh.
The summary for anyone who doesn't know how it works is Constitution basically gives a modifier to what your HP gain per level is. And generally people want to have at least a neutral, often a little bit positive constitution just because it means you're going to get some health. But if you just completely neglect that stat, it really decimates the amount of health you can gain per level.
I'm a frail little boy.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it kind of works out. I don't know. I like it.
It is great. I like when people make builds that don't just do the thing that everyone is like, yeah, you're supposed to do that. Mm-hmm. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Do your build your way.
Exactly. Okay, so anyway, I am doing my whole rogue thing. So I'm doing the whole rogue thing. That's sort of my deal right now. But at level 3, rogues get to pick a rogue archetype. And so I picked the inquisitive archetype. So what that means is that I do a bunch of detective shit. Ooh. And it's a lot of, from what I understand of what I of it, it's essentially Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes shit, where it's I can be in a fight and then see something happening and being whoa, you know what I mean? Or in a better way of describing it, I have a thing called insightful fighting, which is Third level, you gain the ability to decipher an opponent's tactics and develop a counter to them. As a bonus action, you make a wisdom check against a creature you see that isn't incapacitated, contested by a target's charisma deception check. If you succeed, you can use your sneak attack against the target even if you don't have advantage on the attack roll, but not if you have disadvantage on it. So I can like figure out someone's weaknesses. So that's pretty snazzy, I think.
Yeah, so basically, even if you have no place to hide, you can still get your sneak attack bonus, just because you can tell like the best place to dart them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've also got an ear for deceit. So I can develop a keen ear for picking out lies. Whenever you make a wisdom check to determine whether a creature is lying, treat a roll of 7 or lower on the D8 or on the D20 as a roll of 8. So I can't get less than 8 when I'm trying to check if someone's lying to me or not. And then finally, I get where's the thing? It's eye for detail. I can use a bonus action. Okay. I can use a bonus action to make a wisdom or a perception check to spot a hidden creature or object to make or to make an intelligence or make an investigation check to uncover or decipher clues.
All right, so now you're doing the actual cool Batman stuff and not the fascist Batman stuff.
Yeah. I'm a detective is my whole thing now.
I'll jump in with mine. Second episode in a row where I get to do a level up. Juniper's level 4 now, and that is split down the middle. Level 2 Druid, level 2 Cleric. Juniper's going for a bit more of the Cleric of Death stuff, just because she does not want to be reliant on the rest of the party to keep her alive from the ever-growing number of people who want her dead. Probably will go back to Druid leveling after this, but just wanted to get a little bit more please don't kill me going. So I get 7 extra HP, another hit dice. The main thing I get is I get 1 use of Channel to Divinity per rest, and I gain my Divine Domain feature, which is Touch of Death. So I can use my Channel Divinity to destroy another creature's life force via touch. When I hit a creature with a melee attack, I can use my Channel Divinity to deal extra necrotic damage to it, which would be 5 plus twice my Cleric level. So my Cleric level is 2, so that I think that's 9 extra damage I can deal on 1 attack per short rest.
You're a murder machine. You're sick as hell.
I've spec'd myself to be like, my first choice is still not going to be fight, but if our DPS is down and something's trying to kill me, I can fight back pretty well. I also have a third second level spell slot, despite not being able to learn any second level spells yet. And I learned a new cleric spell. I now know Guiding Bolt.
Oh yeah. Vimble, now that he's like a detective, much more of a detective, he's gonna like using his like inquisitive eye for detail, be like, you seem at ease.
I mean, this shouldn't be a surprise. I came up here to learn about plants, and literally every group of people we have met so far has tried to kill at least one of us.
The plants haven't done that, you're right.
No, the plants are great. See, this is what I love about plants. The plants have been good, but I do feel like I need to be able to not be murdered.
All right. Xana has upped her bard game, so she's a level 1 ranger and a level 3 bard, which means I can get a bard college. And I got the Moot College of Eloquence. And I upped my deception and persuasion, but the thing that I get is Silver Tongue, and you are a master at saying the right thing at the right time. When you make a charisma persuasion or charisma deception check, you can treat a d20 roll of 9 or lower as a 10. So that means I get a minimum 10 no matter what, plus the 7 on deception and persuasion. So I get a 17 on those two no matter what.
I mean, this lines up so perfectly with your whole thing that it feels like this subclass was made for you. It also feels like you're fully, like, you were hiding your power level, and now you're like back on your shit, as we saw in the prequel episode, because you were basically silver tonguing people.
I was going to say, it is worth noting that a botch is still a botch, and that Austin will still punish a botch, even if it's a botch that numerically is a 17.
Okay.
So that's a thing to be aware of. You can still...
Oh no, a 5% chance. Whatever will Mari do?
Oh no. Well, you know what? Now that we've said it, it's probably going to happen a lot. No, I'm not. No, it's not going to happen. Unsettling words. You can spin words laced with magic that unsettles a creature and cause it to doubt itself.
On brand, very good.
Yeah. As a bonus action, you can expend one of your Bardic Inspiration and choose one creature you can see within 60 feet of you. Roll the Bardic Inspiration die. The creature must subtract the number rolled from the next saving throw it makes before the start of your next turn. So, like, before we start a fight, I can be like, hey, that choice of clothing today is real not matching at all. I don't know how you did that. And then they're looking at their clothes. Boom. Dio slams them in the face with magic missile.
All right, so now you have a gaslight ability and a gatekeep ability. You get the girl boss ability, you ascend and you become indestructible, level 20, everyone else dies.
Yeah, that's literally it.
Sam, did you decide what Vimble's making after last episode?
Yeah, so let's set that scene, because last we left the adventure, the party had gotten to the beach. It's a beautiful beach. The water is a very interesting green color that maybe is worth investigating. But you see on the shore, there is this weather device that Gale made. Juniper, you saw this in the flashback. And we rolled for Vimble to salvage it into some kind of cool item. So that's what's happening right now, is like, Vimble, you're doing this in the foreground. In the background, Dio, what's going on with you and Fortunato?
So, you turned around and heard a voice at the end of last episode, and it was Dio saying, "Hello, everyone who is not me." And you look around, and Dio looks weird. Because not only has their body changed to plants, all roped and knotted up together, like a bird's nest person. Not only are they wearing the reassembled stone face of the statue that Vimble put back together to make this little cracked mask on their face, but now also they're slimy.
Aha.
And then lagging behind Dio a little way, you see Fortunato, and they are, maybe it's hard to kind of tell instantly. It's something in the way they're moving, but they're not filling their clothes out as much. Like they've lost some biomass.
Huh.
Fortunato says, "I feel lighter." And she reaches up as if to see if all the limbs are working in the same way and kind of squish around. When Spider-Man gets his powers, he's doing stuff in his room.
Yeah.
Hey, Fortunato. Do you know what's going on here? Did a bit of you get taken? I feel like you would know if that happened.
It appears so. How do we look?
You look so skinny. Oh my god. Amazing.
You can be skinny too. Just give some of your flesh to Dio.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah, now Vimble, what are you doing? I like the contrast. We're going back and forth, silly and serious and so forth.
Okay, so I mean, I'm disassembling this weather machine. I wanted to try to make a some type of weather-based smoke bomb. Is that a thing that's reasonable to?
Absolutely. The question is, does it recharge in some way? Is it a limited use item? Because I can see a version where it's you get one per long rest, or you get 3 of them. The question is how you want to handle it, not if you can have that. It's definitely cool.
Okay. I mean,
A weather-based smoke bomb? What's that?
Like, I'm thinking, like, I mean, you know, it can make a sort of fog or like some type of like weather like thing that will obscure visions that I can like hide in like somewhere.
I need to get away. Quick, here's a torrential downpour I can hide in.
Yeah.
Can you pick it before, or are you saying here's a fog bomb? Or when it's used you go, I want rain and throw it?
I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like it should probably be like limited to just like preset of like I guess like I don't know, like like heavy fog is like probably the thing that I should that's like makes the most sense to set it to. I don't know. Is it okay if I just have it be I can pick the weather anytime I throw this thing?
So obviously I don't have this pre-balanced because you just made up. But, you know, the things on the table that make sense to me is either having a limited number and then you can run out of them, or having it be a thing that magically recharges like many magic items do. It just needs to draw in, you know, mana from the surroundings over like a day or so. So whatever one you think is better. And then you can say either like I have a fog one, a rain one, and a snow one, or I have one rechargeable one that does a random effect, maybe.
Okay,
Or that you have to commit to the weather, like, between long rests, maybe? And, like spell prepping?
I'm into that if that's cool. Yeah, like it recharges after a long rest, and I can like at the long rest pick what the weather will be.
Sure. So yeah, do you want to pick one now? You have you pull out some components, you make a little thing, you hook it on your belt, and while people are talking to Dio about this situation, you're like, I made a fog bomb.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be like a thick fog is gonna be it, and be like, I've done it, and that's and then I'm gonna hook it on my belt, and I'm gonna like turn to Dio and be like, I've deduced that something's different about you. You look good.
Congratulations on figuring that out. I am slimy now.
Did part of you decide to go hang out in Dio, or is this a situation a part of you was like taken?
I am made of her now.
I asked Dio if we could attempt to explore deeper into their psyche through their gem. I did not emerge with many insights, but it appears to have had a physical effect.
Has having some Fortunato in you in any way helped with the whole not remembering anything deal?
No. Who are you?
Hi. I'm Juniper.
I take it we knew each other already.
We did. Yeah. Do you know if this is a regular occurrence for you, rebooting and not knowing what's up?
I'm guessing not.
I suppose you wouldn't if you don't remember, huh?
I woke up a few hours ago, and then I slept, and then I was awake again, and then I slept for several more hours, and now I am made of... Dio looks at Fortunato. You...
I have a question. The person who goes by Dio currently, can I stick my hand in your chest and then ask a separate question?
Fortunato says, please roll insight. I beg you to roll insight.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems like an unwise thing to do without further knowledge.
Can I do that?
There are no rules, you...
This is the Outback Steakhouse of podcasts. No rules, just
I
right.
swear to God, I do not for real have any. I don't have any. I want to. It's an experiment.
Dio is corporeal at the moment, and so as they are now, like, I think you're assuming that you can just push into, like, a bush. It's not a, the plants are a thick mass.
Oh.
It's.
I want to know if if they go inside you, is that you? Like anything that goes in there becomes you?
We pull out a big book of philosophy. What is you?
Yeah, that's what, because when you were sleeping, I had the question because I was like, wait, if I put my hand inside, is my hand Dio? That's all. It's been haunting me ever since, to be honest.
Austin, I'd like to roll insight and work out what the hell's going on here. May I do this?
I will say that Fortunato asks, what's the update of the situation since they were unconscious, and you all explained that the Doom Occult is now a caravan that's going to chase you to the end of the world, and that seems bad. And although you did defeat Laser, you did not kill him, so presumably at some point he will be nursed back to health, and they will begin chasing you again.
Hobbits frantically yelling "Witness me" in sign language to each other as they jump onto our Ron.
150%.
Do we at least take out another one of his heads?
Because of the narrative of how the violence was, nobody did a slashing attack, which is why he didn't lose a head, or a bludgeoning. It was all piercing from darts. Anyway, the important thing is that time is an issue here, so if we want to continue this down the beach,
yeah,
as we talk or something, I don't know if you want to stop.
Juniper, can you fix this? And I point at the big scar on my stomach.
What do I have in the way of I've got some healing things.
Every moment my body is like this is a moment that is suffering. Please help me.
Give me a second to look at something and just.
My life is death. Please help me.
So I can cause you to regain hit points with Cure Wounds, and mechanically you are at full health.
No.
I feel like this would be a question for Austin and or for you, Mari. How do you feel about Juniper does heal up the wound, and it's probably healed up better than it otherwise would have been?
I will say for my part, I'm only interested in enforcing long-term consequences when people get downed. So if you just said, you rub some herbs on it and it goes away, I mean, there literally are things you can rub on scars to diminish them. Yeah. I'm not interested in...
No worries. Yeah, okay. I think Juniper will attempt to minimize the scar as much as possible.
You can roll medicine for that, or you could use a spell.
You know what? I'm gonna do the medicine roll actually. Let's introduce some
chaos,
some randomness to the equation. 8.
No!
Which I think goes with what I was gonna narratively suggest, which is the scar is definitely less than it otherwise would have been. It has been lessened. It's definitely there. You're gonna know it's there.
I will say this: an underutilized mechanic of the Bard class is your Bardic Inspiration. If you want to get that 8 to the 10 that you need.
Oh, right. Okay. I literally scream at the top of my lungs, and that's my Bardic Inspiration.
Wow.
You're inspiring me with fear.
Incredible.
So you're trying to apply a poultice to her tummy, and she just is like, ah! I don't want to blow up my mic.
Do it better!
6 out of 6. Critical 6.
Hooray! Out of fear of being scolded, Juniper does better at healing a scar.
All right, so yeah, you do not have a lasting scar, Xana. You will if you get knocked to 0 hit points, but this is well sufficient. Juniper has herbs in her druid pouch and can just get you a nice little slathering.
It's hard for me to roleplay this, but I do know as a fact that one time I came home from school and my sister was on the kitchen floor crying into the phone because someone cut layers into her hair incorrectly.
Oh, no.
So I do know that people will freak out over things like that, but I don't know how to get into that. But
no, I also don't think we should be yelling into the microphones like that for our audience's sake. But I do, yeah, I get the flavor and I love it.
But I don't know how to do it. I don't know, for that particular thing.
We'll cross that bridge if a permanent scar occurs.
I have a question about the environment because you said like as we were walking along the beach, and so I'd like to know what we're seeing, like what's up ahead where we're going because yeah, I just rocked up to this place.
So are you walking, or do you all saddle back up? You have a Oregon Trail wagon with Rons to pull it.
I think we saddle back up.
All right. If you start moseying down the beach east, the most obvious kind of features of the surroundings are this beautiful, pristine white beach, white sand, the greenish water to the south, which goes off, to the horizon. There's some like foresty areas up to the north, but you're going east, so it's just beach in front of you, beach forever. To know more about any of these particular things, roll nature.
I want to find out more about the that water being all green and whatnot.
I got a 19.
I got a 15.
I got a 15 on nature.
Looking out across the green water to the horizon, Dio is like, does that go right to the edge of the world?
Impossible to know right now. We are still learning about what the parameters of this world are.
So 19 and 15 and 15. So the whole group does really well. Dio, you have the highest score. I'm trying to think about how this would just occur to you. Is it like you're like, oh, does this go to the end of the world? And Juniper says, I don't know. And you're like, well, the water is green because of algae. Like some things you just know and some things you don't.
No, that's perfect. We were already pausing through this a little bit, so we can cut this. But like we were already pausing through some of the like stuff in the cold open. Dio knows some stuff, having woken up this time. Strangely knows some stuff. I think that works. It's literally that though. Dio is saying, "Does that go to the end of the world?" And then Juniper says, "We can't know that right now." And then Dio says, "It's green because of algae."
I think when that said, Juniper is gonna just double take for a second and go inspect the water as a knower of plant things.
Yeah, you can hop off and run to the water real quick. The wagon isn't going at full speed. But yes, Dio is correct. The water has... This is a real thing. I did some research about the different colors that water can be.
Congrats, bud. That's very exciting.
Yeah, Juniper's gonna turn to Dio and simply say, I don't know how to say this, but the last time you were awake, you barely knew what things like the sun were, and now you are an expert on algae's existence in water. Do you know how you know that?
That depends. What is algae?
Okay. Asked and answered, I suppose.
Fortunato says to you, I thought you were a botanist. The study of algae is called phycology. It's a different thing.
Yeah, but again, much like the mycologists try and monopolize mushrooms and say, "Oh, those are ours; they're not part of the plant thing." It's all plants.
Do you flash back to a time you got jumped by phycologists who were like, "Stop talking about algae"?
100%. Juniper is like attempted to multi-class learning about plants. And like, no, don't tell me that your plant thing is a different thing. They're all plants, and I'm going to learn about them all.
Dio says, we are all mushrooms.
Dio, I have a question. Upon passing out, did you what we in the psychology field call reverse amnesiaing, where if you get hit in the head, you forget, and then if you get hit again, you remember?
Yeah, there was, I was actually hit by a big cartoon frying pan, and it left a big lump on my head, and little Tweety birds came out.
Okay, and then something else smashed it back in, and now you can remember like mushroom and algae facts.
I think you should limit your interactions with this one.
Silence, Squishy.
Agreed.
What other facts do I know?
For the nature checks, I'll say that the thing about this water is it seems incredibly like rich with life, and like the algae's making obviously oxygen, which is my understanding is the primary way oxygen gets recycled back into nature. People give all the credit to trees, but it's actually the ocean.
Fuck trees.
Fuck trees. All my homies hate trees. But basically, if you were expecting like, oh no, this is like an ocean of like death or something, there's traps around every corner. You're like, no, this is legitimately perfect and beautiful. The sand, like you reach down and like hold it, and you're like, it's like not sharp. It's like obviously it has some coarseness to it, but you're like, oh, I could have sex on this beach and it would be pretty sick. It wouldn't be rough and bad at all. Which I realize
It's still gonna get in the holes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. The beach is so good that it would be fine. Or
Fantastic.
fine-ish.
I can't imagine anything. No, I disagree. But you know what? No, I believe you. I believe you.
Okay, so you can't imagine a fantasy world where magic is
I believe
real.
you 100%. The sand is lube. It's fine.
That's how fine the sand is.
I'm trying to think of something fantastical. I'm using my imagination to bring into existence fantastic ideas.
The entire beach
like,
is quicksand.
No, the sand makes it better.
Okay.
I believe you.
As we continue down the beach, Juniper is gonna be like doing little sketches of various plant-related things and showing them to Dio and going, "Okay, do you know what this one is?
That is a mushroom.
That is a mushroom. Okay, what about this one?" I show a tree.
That is a mushroom.
Okay.
Draws Vimble. That's a mushroom.
Entirely correct. That is exactly what would happen.
Can Vimble try to like use his cartography tools to like map the area and figure out like what's where and like where everything else is?
Yes, please, God, Jesus Christ, in heaven, give me a cartography roll.
Oh wait, can I throw him in the air like a
Oh my
cheerleader?
God.
Yeah, I think you should.
Yes.
10.
All right, you sketch an adequate map of a straight beach and the ocean, that accompanies it, and then behind is the farm in another direction that you're not going to explore is just like, some lightly wooded area. Because it's such a hallway, the critics say very linear level design from the gods here. There's not like a lot to add to it necessarily, but I think a thing you realize if getting thrown in the air by Xana like a cheerleader is that it does not go to the end of the world, this ocean. It is a distinct biome, the ocean is. So I will say that's the chief insight on your average, is that there is an ocean in Arabella, at least one, and it is its own thing the way the farm was its own thing, the way the beach is its own thing, the way the jungle is its own thing. And presumably, if you keep going east, there will be a new thing.
I also realized that the linearity, which some people view as like a downside, also leads for more focused storytelling.
Yeah? While you're up in the air, you realize that? Wow.
Yeah, Vimble calls down, like, if it was truly open world, we'd just wander around doing side quests. We would have no narrative momentum.
We threw him in the air for 2.5 hours so you could watch an H-Bomber Guy video.
Zana gently catches him, and then he starts talking about open world gameplay and kind of like,
Yeah.
But yeah, so your travel along the beach, in summary, is extremely peaceful, extremely pleasant. The weather is just, mwah, it's exactly how you want it. I'm not going to reveal my preferences here and get clowned on again like my sex on the beach comment. I'm just saying, as someone from Florida, I was thinking, what's my least favorite thing about the beach and how would I fix it if I had a magic fantasy land? Anyway.
Austin, I appreciate your magic sex beach. I appreciate the sex beach.
Thank you. That's all I wanted, was someone to appreciate my magic sex beach. Do you all want to put on your fucking your beach wear and have a fucking beach episode the way everyone wants?
yes. Okay.
Yes, of course. Finally, Jesus.
I'm in a golden bikini. It's literally made of gold, but the bikini parts, it's not chainmail. It's scale mail. Yeah. The
Fantastic.
bikini. Yeah, it's gold.
That's very good.
And then I have like lots of gold jewelry on. Anyway, yeah.
Dio copies the shape of your bikini, but in slime. So there's yellow slime bikini over Dio's plant body. But the slime is also transparent.
Yes.
Perfect. Everyone describe your beach outfits and how you make a little beach break here, because, the Rons need rest and you all need to forage for food. So I'm going to need survival rolls in a second. But before that, what's the vibe of the beach episode? What's the fan service like?
Dio is making sand mushrooms.
No discernible pattern.
Juniper is watching and trying to see whether any of these are recognizably specific kinds of mushroom.
Some of them look precisely like Amanita muscaria. Some of them are a little dome of compacted sand scraped together. Some of them are like a sand castle, a successful sand castle with tent, like, what are they called? Battlements. Some of them are sculptures of a dog in sand. All of them are mushrooms.
Okay. Juniper has a new most interesting plant to understand.
Vimble is wearing like a full like a wetsuit with like a thick like like a Speedo cap and like a bandolier type thing of like knives, and he's like sort of stealthily swimming just up a little over like his head, like over his head in water, but that is like not very far at all because he's really short.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Juniper's bathing suit is 100% like covered in the kind of fractal patterns that someone who is expecting to get high while in their bathing suit would be wearing.
Oh, hell
There's like a lot of like infinitely repeating patterns going on.
Awesome.
Yeah, Fortunato like starts to touch the water and is like a little worried that they're gonna like disincorporate and get like washed away, and then they're just like, "I'm good, actually. Fortunato's good out here."
Oh, Xana gets in the water and dances underwater for the aquatic life, simply to be seen.
Perfect. Can I get survival rolls to forage for food for your little beach party?
Yeah.
14.
13.
7.
13 and 14 succeed, so the party succeeds, but with only above average, so you don't get any extra to carry with you. You just get enough for now. I want to say that the kind of fish and aquatic creatures you can find here, also presumably edible seaweed for the vegan among you, is very familiar. It's like the equivalent of stuff from the old world or our world. There's not like wacky plant or fish or anything in evidence so far.
Vimble's gonna get some like fish that like he's going to hunt just in underwater that he like catches with like a knife that's like he holds between his teeth, and then he's gonna try and like dramatically like haul it to the beach and like throw it down like where everyone's like saying, but it's awkward because the fish is almost as big as him. Well, it's like as tall as him, it's just like differently weighted, but yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I love the idea of you being underwater and just throwing knives at fish. I'm picturing it very clearly.
Because I rolled a 7, I imagine that Dio wades waist deep into the water, grabs a fish in one hand and holds it out of the water and goes, "I found a mushroom to eat!" And then it slips out of their hand and back into the water and they lose it.
Xana's too distracted dancing to even try to get fish. They're just like, are they paying attention to me? Hello? Fish? Austin, are the fish entranced by my dance, at least?
If you'd crit, you could have been the Pied Piper of the sea.
Oh.
Roll animal handling.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Oh. I rolled a 17 to befriend a fish.
I got a 16.
Not enough, but it's the closest I've been to befriending something.
Am I at least in some sort of, like, Little Mermaid situation? I am dancing. The fish are, like, I don't know, playing the drums on coral.
Sure, 16 and 17 on those animal handling rolls, so you can befriend fish in some capacity. I don't know that this is mechanically anything for you because you've already captured fish for food, but I guess you can have fish for friends temporarily. You're going to have to leave them behind.
We can't eat these fish because they are our friends. So it doesn't help us in terms of food, but...
Mechanically, Juniper isn't looking to get anything out of this arrangement other than going, cool, so there are some animals that won't try and murder me when I try to befriend them. There is still hope.
Underwater dance party with the fish is going really well.
Yes. Vimble, you pull some fish onto shore and start cooking them while Xana's dancing in the ocean. Dio's making mushroom sandcastles. And then you see, as you're like starting a little fire to cook on, Penguin comes over and tries to lay in it.
Yeah. So first of all, can I say that it's like flavor wise that like I catch like a ton of fish, but like because I'm like I've never like cooked for myself. Always had like servants do it for me. I just destroy a bunch of it by like improperly preparing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like the culinary accident is a classic of the beach episode. That's a staple.
Yeah. So I've got like a haul, and I do a terrible job butchering it. And then like burn half of what I even managed to salvage. But Penguin is like trying to get into the fire, but I'm gonna use like my mental connection to be like, no, soon, but not yet. And then I want him to go and like look for grain to eat so that he can like, turn his liver into foie gras.
Oh my god! All right.
Jesus Christ.
Dark.
Can I talk to Penguin?
Yeah, you still have your warlock ability to talk to animals, so you absolutely can. If anything, if once Penguin is shooed away from the fire, it waddles over to you and looks for your mouth to try to put itself in.
Hello, what are you doing?
Trying to fulfill my purpose.
Wow. Same.
Deep.
Can Penguin ask Dio if Dio like has any grain?
Do you have any grain? I'm trying to turn my liver into foie gras.
Maybe. And Dio feels through their whole body to see if any of the plants that they're made of is grain. Can I roll for that?
At this point, I've completely lost control of my show, so yeah.
7. No grain.
No grain.
Juniper's going to ask if there's any mushrooms in there.
Yes.
Are there actually, or are there things that aren't mushrooms that Dio is going to say are mushrooms?
I don't know how you would possibly know if you're asking... If you're asking Dio.
At this, while this conversation is happening, you see the ham sect come out of the ocean. It is once again the size of half of a fist, and it's carrying a full ass carp.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Remember, my ham sect is the best ham sect.
Absolutely.
She's got it.
Mm-hmm. And she just drops to the beach and just starts ripping it apart.
Yeah. Savage.
Fantastic.
Yeah. No, the thought Juniper's having is there potentially algae and mushrooms in there somewhere, and is that maybe why Dio knows what those are?
Dio categorically does not know what those are. What does Juniper say? I'll just and just do what
I
Dio
think
would
Juniper's
say.
going to very specifically point out one of the mushrooms that was sand sculpted, and go, do you know if there's any of these in you?
16. Dio focuses really hard on themselves and the matter that comprises them and constitutes them. That's the word. The matter that constitutes them, and from their shoulders, the fruiting heads of mushrooms start to appear, surfacing. It's like they're surfacing in a bubbling pot of liquid.
Dio, if you grew food on your body, can we eat it? Or is that cannibalism? Or are you okay with that?
It isn't my purpose to be eaten. That's Pangman's purpose.
Okay. So
And Dio fist bumps with Pangman.
Do you know what your purpose is?
I am finding out where I came from.
Okay, you remember that.
Remember what?
That you want to know where you came from.
It seems like a natural question.
I mean, yes, but also the first time we met you, before you lost your memory, it felt like you had a much harder time coming to that conclusion. You seem to have come to it very quickly this time, and I don't know.
That isn't a conclusion, that's an axiom.
You know what an axiom is?
What's an axiom?
Fuck!
Fortunato says, I'm gonna go check the forest to the north. Enjoy this circular conversation.
I think the problem here is that Dio has only some access to their long-term memory and some problems with their short-term memory. That sucked. Please delete that. I hate that.
No, I thought that was reasonable.
It was a good observation.
It was, yeah, but it was like not in character at all. I'm trying to explain the concept of the loss of short-term memory from what I learned in like actual school while sounding like an idiot. It was really hard.
I think that sounds in character for someone whose whole thing is psychology.
Okay, so there's a famous video, I'm sure all of you have seen it, of a musician who's lost all short-term memory and has lost it for a number of years. And their wife walks in, they're like, "Oh my god, I feel like I haven't seen you in so long.
Yeah,
why do you
I've
look
seen
why do you look so much older?" And then they can perfectly recall how to play music though.
Yeah.
And perfectly, but they can't make new memories and they can't remember why they know certain things. So, anyway, welcome to that sad story. Yeah.
How is everyone's beach time doing? Are we ready to continue racing towards our time-limited go get the next thing?
Oh, okay. So if we're doing a cool beach thing, I guess I have a meet cute with the local punk fish. You know, we kind of lock eyes. It's like, "Oh, you're kind of stupid," and I'm like, "You're an idiot. You're gross. You're from the wrong side of the tracks. Like, you're below me." And they're like, "I don't even care." And I'm like, "You don't care? What do you mean you don't care? Spiky clownfish." It's a literal, just a small spiky clownfish and me as Xana. And then we have our own little...
And then the spiky clownfish is like, "Do you know you could have sex in this beach? Should it be fine?"
They're like, "No way, dude. It's crazy. How do we even do that? Just lay back and I'll shoot my sperm into the water."
Okay. I shouldn't have opened this.
There's like 80s music. They're in a convertible. And then I get out of the water. That's the end of the movie. Roll credits.
As the end of the as the eternal baby of the group, Dio has like a Nancy Reagan just say no moral encounter with like some local youths who try to sell them drugs, and Vimble has to intervene and explain how that leads you down a bad path in life, and you shouldn't.
Like Vimble's gonna like appear out of like is like Dio's gonna be doing that, and then like just out of the sand, Vimble's gonna like emerge in a flourish. Like, you haven't seen me for a while,
Dio...
and then I'm just like, like I've just been like hiding.
These like chill surfer kids are just like handing Dio like just a completely innocent spliff, and Vimble intervenes and starts throwing fucking ninja stars at them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You can all narrate as many fun little beach vignettes as you want to, as long as the characters you meet leave and don't have names or descriptions.
All right, I want to have an anime moment where I'm walking past two dudes on the beach and they do the anime face where their like eyes are crying and stuff, and it's like the camera's going whoa on my boobs.
Also, sorry, I'm going to I am going to be shooting those local kids with darts and dealing 17 damage.
This is great because someone in the audience is going to be like, "How are there local kids? This area was just created and being explored."
Well, you said as long as they die.
Yeah.
The shot is like The shot is like Xana walks past and the guys have the anime nosebleed reaction, and then right behind her Dio walks past and has like imitated like shaped their body so that they're imitating Xana and like copying Xana's walk, and then the guys are watching and like Xana and Dio start like playing beach volleyball and like
Oh my! It's the Top Gun volleyball song.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
oh my god.
Meanwhile, Vimble is like Hitman game style, like hiding his like victims.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the shot order is like it keeps cutting back to the guys who are hornier every time we see them, and then like Xana's boobs and Dio's boobs, and then back to like Vimble dragging a body, and then back to the horny guys, and like
Somebody has to be saved dramatically. Juniper, do you want to get saved dramatically?
Sure, save me dramatically.
Oh my! Juniper, you slipped into the ocean, but neither do we know. Juniper's deathly afraid of drowning, and we gotta get her. Come on, we can do it together.
In the role of the Pamela Anderson lifeguard, like Fortunato runs down the beach in slow motion, full jiggle physics.
nothing but jiggle.
It's just fully jiggling. But we have a number of these encounters. Honestly, I could just do a whole episode that's just this.
Yeah.
But when you're all ready, I'll say Fortunato comes back from the north and reports that it's just a light hinterlands up there, nothing particularly interesting.
I want to just try an intimidation roll. Oh wow, I was 14. So yeah, it's I guess that is actually effective, but it's also cut to like Vimble like just like tying up with one of the like the perps, trying to find out where who the drug kingpin is.
Yeah, it's just like Brad brought his girlfriend and two other kids from school to the beach and to smoke some weed. And he's just trying to like
He like comes to in a dark cave with gnome Batman like you just sees the shadow silhouette, so I look much bigger, and then I approach and he sees how small I am, but I'm holding then I hold up like a knife to his throat, and I'm like, who's selling to you?
Brad's like trying to look tough but is also crying, so he's just like, my dad's the mayor, you're gonna regret this, bro. Dude, you don't even know who I am.
Can we just pretend these are extremely lost people from our world?
Yeah.
And then like we don't have to worry about it, they're dead and gone.
Well, no, there is actually stuff going on here, so we can talk about this if we're ready to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I think I've got...
Fortunato says that, and then like Vimble hears and is like, "You got lucky, punk," and then like storms off.
So everybody climbs back onto the wagon and continues east. Up ahead, there are some things to see. Why don't you all roll perception to see how much of a forewarning you'll get?
Sorry. Also, when we get on the wagon, Vimble's like, "That was a really fun time. I like really relaxed there. That was good."
13.
Wow.
24.
Oh my god.
I will treasure these memories forever. So we got above average here, 13 and 24 are the highest. Juniper obviously crushes at 24. Here are the three things you see, Juniper, with above average. One is you see what appear to be some docking, some docks people have built, but they're very it's temporary or quickly put up. So that people from the central settlement went north to the farm, south to the mine, or east to the ocean to try to make a living. And so it seems like people constructed some really makeshift docks here. And this is why I was saying that the source of there are people out here. People went east, but there's not actually a drug kingpin or anything.
Yeah.
But that's one thing.
The sort of thing you would make if you were we'll make something that we can set off from, and we'll make it more permanent if there's anything good out there, and we're going to be coming back and forth a lot.
100%, exactly. Yeah, there's a shack or something. You see what seems to be a little campsite. It's people who are oh, I have a chance to start over. maybe I'll try being a fisherman. And that's what these people you've been terrorizing on the beach are, like the families of these people who are deciding to be the first fishermen of Arabella. That's the one thing you see on the actual coast up ahead. The thing you see on the beach directly in front of you would appear to be a number of large rocks, and you rolled average. So what I'm going to say is they seem suspicious in a way, but you can't really put your finger on why. They're rocks that range from like a size of like a big dog maybe to like an elephant. That's like the range of them. There's like a dozen, and they're very strange, like almost like they kind of look wet and black is what I'll say. There's like a strange sheen to them, and you're like, those rocks are tripping me out. We might want to approach with caution.
Yeah.
And then there's one more thing. On the other side, to the north, up near the tree line, there is what appears to be a much more permanent building. You would say it's like a cottage, like someone built a seaside cottage, very charming and lovely, but it looks nice. Like you're like, oh, the contractors came out here for like a rich like you start like going through like what someone would get to get like beachfront property, and they're like, oh wait, none of that exists. There's no infrastructure for like any of the things that were made to build this building. It's way too big. It's way too nice. Something's going on there. So those are the 3 points of interest on the beach as you head east.
Hey, Juniper. Hey. There's something suspicious about those what's the word?
Is it mushrooms?
No, those, no, it was mushrooms. Yeah, you were right.
Yeah. I mean, those sure are some weird-looking mushrooms, huh? Never seen any mushrooms like them.
I agree. Let's look for clues of the mushrooms.
I'm gonna talk to them. And Dio runs to the rock, the slimy rocks.
Maybe wait until one of us that knows things other than mushrooms has had a look.
And uses
Juniper.
speak with animals.
Juniper bounds forward, hoping to be ready for whatever the fuck's about to happen.
Sophie, what do you say to the rocks using your warlock ability to speak to animals?
Hi, I'm Dio.
Hello, I'm a horseshoe crab. What's up? You fucking got me so bad, Sophie. I didn't get away with it for a moment. Fuck.
I assumed they were going to be animals purely because you used 2 different animals as your size descriptors, which to me suggested you had animals on the mind. That was my thinking.
Classic tell. But yeah, these things are some kind of huge horseshoe crabs. If you're not familiar, they are, these. I mean, I can put one in the chat. Are you all familiar with horseshoe crabs?
Yeah.
They have a kind of dome shape. The thing I would have given you if you had a higher perception is that the rocks had like tails, but they were like low in the sand, kind of hard to see. Instead, you just see the domed part, and they're like slick, black on top, unlike the more muted real life horseshoe crabs.
I know.
2 kilo guys.
Yeah, but they are basically an armored fortress from your perspective, because horseshoe crabs are like covered in shell, and their actual bodies on the underneath are. Oh, you put the same exact picture.
Did you know that their blood is blue and very valuable?
I was excited to tell everyone, and now.
Yeah, well, I ruined it for you, and it makes me feel good that I did.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm completely owned. I was looking up horseshoe crab facts in anticipation of this episode, and one thing I learned is that the females are bigger, and that to mate, the males have a special claw. They're like mating claws. They hook onto the back of the females, leaving mating scars is what they called. And I told my girlfriend about that, and she was like, I want mating scars.
Oh my god.
That's a lot of information. That's so sweet.
Be the change you want to see in the world, Joa.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So Dio says, cool. Who put you here?
God. I love that these horseshoe crabs know what God is. Hilarious.
Cool. How can I find God?
God used to live in that house, but they're dead now.
If the horseshoe crabs believe in God, that means that they have sentience, because religion was our brain's way of coping with self-awareness.
Yeah, that is true on Earth.
Yeah.
In this world, gods literally exist, so it'd be
Yeah,
weird
yeah,
not to understand that, I think.
Dio says, God is dead?
Oh yeah, beef to big time.
How did God die?
Exploded to make the ocean.
Whoa.
Watch out there, don't get in front of me, I'll run right over you.
Can Dio hop on top of the horseshoe crab?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to have everyone roll investigation to figure these out if you hadn't instantly clocked what I was doing. And then if you botched on investigation, I'd be like, yeah, Vimble kneels down in front of the rock to see what his deal is, and it fucking runs him over like a train and starts devouring him. Because if you've seen what's under their shell, it's like a fucking
Oh, it's a nightmare.
H.R. Geiger
Yeah.
disaster.
Yeah, it's a conveyor belt of terror.
Haven't you ever seen Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind? She's like princess of the bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
But yeah, if you safely just gotta climb on top of this guy, he'll just keep giving you exposition. I didn't know this is how this is gonna go.
Great. I love that. I love that for me. Cool. Did God explode to be you?
Oh, I guess so. I hadn't really thought of it like that. Yeah, definitely.
Do you think God exploded to be me?
I don't know you.
Huh. Did the same God explode to be everything?
Oh no. A god exploded to make the ocean, and a god exploded to make the farm next door, and a god exploded to make the swamp the other next door, and a god exploded to make the forest in the other next door.
Huh. I should probably figure out which next door I came from. Then I'll know which God exploded to be me.
That checks out with me, but what do I know? I'm a horseshoe crab.
I mean, what do I know? I'm a mushroom.
We have... Please roll.
Oh god.
Please roll
Dio's
animal
mushroom
handling.
arc is the
Please roll
best.
animal handling.
I wish. It's not gonna work, but I wish. Okay.
It's gonna happen.
Please.
Everyone lend your energies.
Yeah, that's a
lend
six.
them.
Please.
That's just a 6.
Can I like give up a level to let Dio pass this check or something?
Can
I
I
want to
s-
see this.
Can I like chain Bardic Inspiration this?
Oh my god. The thing is, if I gave you an elephant-sized companion, it would really mess up combat math, I feel like, so...
Yeah.
No. It's like Dio's pretty big.
That just made them a coward.
Effectively just a biological tank
Yeah.
is what we're talking about here.
Have you tasted the detritus today? It's delicious.
What's detritus? That sounds great.
It is. It's the stuff down here in the sand I'm getting with my little... Just try it. Just put your face on the sand.
Dio tries to imitate what the horseshoe crab is doing.
Excellent. So all of you catch up with Dio. You're like, no, don't do it, Dio. And then you just see Dio faceplant into the sand and start slowly inching forward in imitation of all the giant rocks with tails.
Dio's going along the beach.
Can I dance for the horseshoe crabs?
I can't stop you.
That's right, you can't. I'm dancing.
All right.
As the others
23.
get closer. Oh my god.
All right. Let's say that performance is such that they're no longer going to be a physical threat in any way. I've given up the ghost on I'm throw these horseshoe crab stats in the garbage.
They adore us. Between Dio's charming personality
yeah.
and my exquisite dancing, they're like, this group is phenomenal. I love them. They're gonna go down the beach and tell everybody else about how great we are. It's a bonus.
As the rest of the group get nearer, Dio pauses, going nom, occasionally to pop their head up and go, that's God's house. God exploded to make everything here. And a different one made me. We need to figure out which one I came from.
That could be our house now. Let's go.
Can I don't know if there would be anything. Can I investigate to look for clues around the horseshoe crabs, or would it like just like about anything else around the town, or would that I not find anything?
These crabs are in the trade.
I mean, 13.
They know something about what Brad's up to.
Yeah, these are the connect.
These guys work for Brad.
I know exactly what you find, Vimble, which is some kind of Kalthinian University merch that has been like
Oh my god.
like a shirt that's been like ripped or something and left behind. That's like buried in the sand.
Ooh, okay.
I think every time Vimble botches on investigation, you should contribute to a conspiracy theory that he is forming about the world. Like, he thinks that Brad is behind everything.
Hard agree.
Okay. So I was just gonna say, like, oh, the research team came by here. Maybe they had some difficulty, but now you're like, oh, it was Brad. Brad jumped the group and kicked the shit out of that harpy.
Yeah, I'm gonna like take the shirt and put it into like some type of like sack that I like fold specially, but it's not like, you know, like it's not like sanitary or like extra clean or anything. It's just like I like fold it in a special way so it looks kind of fancy, you know.
Okay, it's important to establish that everything you do is dirty and nasty and smelly.
Well, I mean, like I guess so. Yeah.
I was thinking maybe you washed it off in the ocean. You were reborn. You were baptized by the beauty of this stunning environment, but no, still a little smelly guy.
Well, yeah, no, because like the thing is the development of Vimble is now that like he now understands that like the previous like laws do not apply here. It took him almost killing everyone in the party to realize that actually property laws don't apply here. He has decided until he's in charge, then they will again.
You need to bring private property to this new land.
Yeah, but until then, there's no reason for him to respect any of the laws here.
Dio says to the horseshoe crab, "Can you take me up to the house?" and climbs back on top of the shell.
Yes, I can. It'll take about 6.5 hours. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right. The horseshoe crab very slowly starts moving up the beach towards the fucking the cottage. Everyone else is like, yeah, that's a 30-second walk. I don't. Okay, bye, Dio.
Dio is screaming endorsements. Like Dio is so high. Dio's like, woo, yeah.
Lovely. But yeah, just if you go up the beach to like the where you start getting to the wooded area, there's just this big cottage. It probably has stilts on the bottom. I don't know if you're familiar with like the way that this beachfront property can work, but like the tide can go in and out, right? So it's set back far, but you assume that it can be even closer to the water if the tide is right. You don't see an entrance on this side. You'll have to circle around to the far side. Because there's like a balcony. Here's the thing. As you approach, you hear some noises. And they're strange but familiar. Which is, I realize, not a helpful descriptor. But you'll probably need to roll something. You can just continue up. But if there's some weird noises and you're like, I've heard those before. What the... But
okay, what would we roll to figure it out? Perception or like insight?
History to remember stuff, yeah.
21.
16.
Oh, 2.
No. 21 and 16 both pass. Vimble with the highest score. As you all start like walking up the beach toward the cottage, there's these weird noises, and everyone's like, "What is that?" Like Fortunato's like, "I know, I've heard that before," and it just pops into your brain with the 21. You're like, "Oh, it's a one of those things in the jungle, the mittens, the long legs with the cat heads, those things."
That's weird. What are they doing here?
It doesn't seem right. They didn't seem like they even would follow you off the threshold of the jungle, so that's very strange. But it's an unmistakable sound, and you know that they are apex predators, and that they consume the mass of things they eat, and that contributes to their own mass, so they can be very large. So, and that's like, the sounds are coming from the opposite side of the cottage, so if you get like close enough to try to enter, you'll...
Is there any way like up or like else to like sneak into the place?
There are like windows. There's like a little scenic balcony looking out on the ocean. You assume that like the people who live there would like, have romantic, sitting on chairs on their balcony, looking out at the ocean, having tea and reading books and just, living life in a really cool, good way.
Just live, laugh, loving it.
Live, laugh, loving it. Yes. There's definitely like a thing. Do you want to climb up onto the balcony on the far side?
I absolutely do.
All right, acrobatics.
Okay. 16.
Perfect. So you all, I want to say, let's Vimble do this first. So your cool rogue skills, you like jump up onto one of the like struts that's like holding up the balcony. You like do a sick Assassin's Creed like flip up onto a thing. You pull yourself up on the railing, do a front flip, and you're like, bam, perfect. Batman climbed that. I'm sick as shit.
Yeah.
Eat my butt. I rule. And what do you do? Because you're on this like balcony, and there appears to be doors. You can like look inside, and it's like it's beautiful inside. There's like it's like fully furnished. There's like carpet and stuff. It's very strange to find on what is essentially like a rough and tumble frontier. But there's like a door. What do you do?
Can I try and like I guess it'd be like either insight or perception to see if there's like anyone around or like anything like nearby that like I might make me worried to open the door.
Yeah, investigation, I believe, in this situation, to use your detective skills.
Hell yeah. 14.
Yeah, so you start looking around to see if it's like trapped or if there's any like thing to watch out for, and you do see what appears to be a couple magical glyphs like carved in the wall. I think you could have thought they were decorative if you had gotten under a 10, but with a 14, you're like, no, it's not that easy. There's something. You don't know exactly what, but you're like, if I just charge ahead, it's gonna be difficult. It's not as unassuming as it appears.
I'm gonna wait and like I guess like is anyone else gonna be able to get up here or?
Everyone else can make acrobatics, but you can communicate down. You're like, hey, I got up here easily, but there's some magic going on. So there's difficulties both ways. Use the front door. It seems like there's a vicious predator. Use the back door. Who knows what magical hijinks I could unleash.
I mean, I trust your high level of durability and good judgment on whether a magical door is safe to open or not. Give it your best shot.
Yeah, magic. Okay. I don't think the magic doors. Wait. Oh, can I try and do an Arcana roll to see if I figure out if anything what the magic does?
Yep, absolutely.
Let's go, baby. 20.
All right, yeah. You like look at the glyphs for a while. Everyone, Juniper specifically tries to egg you on just to open the door, and you're like, "No, hold on, let me remember what this fucking symbol means." And then after racking your brain, remembering all those tests you paid people to take for you, you put together that it's like some kind of repelling charm, and that if you just open the door, you will likely be thrown off the balcony for your insolence.
Do I know if there's any way to like remove the charm, or is that not something I can do?
With a 20, absolutely. There's a specific condition. There is something you could do that would nullify this, and you don't have to fight the mittens. Once again, that you don't know how or why it's here. That is also a whole separate mystery. But as far as the other entrance goes, there is something you can do because this kind of charm is supposed to keep certain people out, right? But presumably not the people who belong here, so they have a way to get inside.
I don't know what the condition might be, but all I have picturing in my head is you tying a rope to something before you open the door, so you at least don't get thrown too far.
I mean, I feel like it might do 7 damage to me though.
It could do.
Vimble, you and Juniper are yelling back and forth about what to do, and in the background, Dio just slowly inching on the horseshoe crab.
Yeah, going woo, yeah, like they're riding a really really slow roller coaster.
Exactly, and the horseshoe crab's like, I haven't run like this in a long time.
Dio's yelling like, "Run wild and free!"
0.0001 miles per hour. Just like, you feel the wind in your hair. Is your heart racing?
You're beautiful. This is wonderful. You're so free.
I want to live on fucking Magic Sex Beach with the horseshoe crabs. This rules. I've created paradise.
Okay. As I see it, as far as my investigation has taken us, we have two options. We could go to the town to figure out what we need to meet the condition to get through the door, or kill the beast.
Yeah, Juniper's gonna shout, I vote the plan where we don't murder the creature behind the door, purely because everything we've encountered so far, we've either tried to fight or has tried to kill us, and I'd like that to not be our entire journey, if that's okay. Ideally.
I don't understand.
I would like one creature, sentient or not, that doesn't want me dead, please.
We just had a delightful day of you meeting fish.
I met a fish.
Whoa, Juniper, heel turn on the fish. They were your best friend.
I met a fish. That is cool. I would like to keep this streak going and not have... I would like just one day with nothing trying to kill me, please.
Vimble's gonna, like, smirk to himself and be like, your methods are unconventional, but I like that. Okay, let's try things your way. And then Vimble's gonna Vimble's gonna, like, climb down, and then we're gonna, like, I guess search the shacks.
Okay, so now you have to go back down to the water, which means the horseshoe crab has to turn around.
No, Dio. No, no. Dio is pressing on towards the house.
Okay, yeah. By the time they're finished with the shacks, you'll be there.
Yeah.
So the rest of the party walks down to the shacks. Roll investigation to look through this point of interest.
18.
4.
Xana kind of just like looks around, but she just isn't even interested in doing labor, so.
Nice. So 18 and 10, that's above average. The party passes. So you look at these shacks, you open them all up where, peer through the windows. Nobody seems to be home. That's the first thing. You see some like meager belongings, some possessions, just like the stuff that they would have gotten back in the central settlement, just for like doing odd jobs the way you did. You get the sense that there's like 10 families who came out here. They're trying to make a living as fisher people. You don't see any signs of boats, but you find boat building tools, which leads you to believe that the people came out here, they did some, building, and then they set out, and they're literally gone right now.
Is there anything I can steal?
That's perfect. Can you roll me sleight of hand, I think, on this?
Well, no one's here, but okay.
Not to cut yourself on jagged fishing hooks.
Oh, fuck, 10.
Yeah, I mean, Mari, you could find someone's like a stash of like metal they have that they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna build, stuff with this. It's like a precious resource, and you're like, yeah, I'm taking this family's metal.
Yep.
Good
mine.
luck with your fish hooks, idiots.
Yeah, it's mine.
Can I try and do the same? Can I try and do that too?
You can ransack these families' belongings if you would like, but it's not.
I want a grappling hook.
Juniper does not attempt to steal anything because she doesn't want to give anyone an excuse to have a new vendetta against her.
The only smart member of the party.
She wants to be able to step into a zone of truth and be able to be like, I didn't steal from you, I am innocent, and be like, aha, you don't get chased to the end of the earth.
Oh. Sorry, Vimble's like confused by this, and like he's like gonna turn and be like, "But I don't understand. Didn't we learn at the farm that private property doesn't matter?"
I have learned from being up here that people are very willing to swear oaths of murder across time and space for very slight things.
People and sloths.
I don't see what the connection is.
What I'm saying is, I, once again, as I explained a minute ago, am trying to go like 24 hours ideally with no one new deciding they want to kill me. And we're like 3 hours in, and we're doing alright. I'd like to keep it going.
Vimble's like gonna like chuckle to himself and be like, "Your mind is fascinating," and then like, and then try and steal a grappling hook.
Excuse me, I want this, so I'm taking it. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'll say I was trying to think of like an actual utility for stealing a bunch of fishing hooks from sailors, but grappling hook is perfect.
That's cool.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Can Dio arrive at the big house in the meantime?
Absolutely. There's a front entrance with the mittens making growling and scratching noises. I don't remember if we established that they made a specific noise. Does anybody remember?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, but that's the main entrance. It seems to be guarded by that. You can hear its noises, and then there's a balcony which has just a door on it. What do you do?
Well, I mean, it seems probably easier to just go in the unguarded door to Dio from Dio's perspective.
So you're gonna try to climb up the balcony?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Acrobatics.
Okay. That's a 17.
Perfect. Flawless. Describe it.
Dio. Well, can the side of the house have like a trellis or something on it?
Sure.
Because then, like, what would normally be climbed by vines is being climbed by a vine person.
I'm nodding like a sicko right now.
I'm like interweaving with the trellis as I'm climbing up it, so I have perfect purchase on it the whole way up.
From the beach, the horseshoe crab says, "You're doing great, sweetie."
Thank you. Thank you for noticing.
There's a door up here that, under other circumstances, is the most innocent, unassuming door in the world to enter this beautiful cottage, but which we know is magically trapped. But I don't know if Dio absorbed that fact. What do you do?
Dio was yelling the whole time that was going on.
Yeah.
And opens the door.
Hell yeah.
Dexterity saving throw as you were thrown off the balcony by the force of the magical ward.
My dex on saving throw is -1.
Oh no! Hold on! Everyone freeze! Everyone freeze!
I'm frozen.
Read me your.
I'm frozen.
Send me, or let me. I have to look at something.
Okay.
Where is your character? There's your character sheet. Let me look at your character sheet real quick.
Everyone loves I gotta check something.
All right, another reverse amnesia situation.
Yay!
What's the next Dio gonna be?
Are you even carrying like a bag of stuff? I feel like you're just kind of freeballing.
I would like to establish now, I'm sorry about this huge retcon, that I had a little bag the whole time.
Okay. So to be clear, what for the audience, what do you have in your inventory? Can you just read me a list of things you actually do have in your inventory?
Sure thing. Ink, 1 ounce bottle, ink pen, parchment, 1 sheet, little bag of sand, and that's it. And that's in a backpack that I'm carrying stuff in.
Okay. So that might have just been like, stuff you picked up like at the farm or in the main town, just like off screen, because we never talked about it. Here's the thing. Dio, you open the balcony door and nothing happens. And
oh my god, is it having a little bag of sand that saves you? Austin, is it a little bag of sand?
Up down by the water, Vimble, Xana steals a bunch of fish hooks, and you say, I can make a grappling hook out of my rope in that, but you have to like agree on this because Mari did technically grab the fishing hooks.
Hey, let me see a couple of those hooks.
Whoa, these are my hooks. They're mine. I saw them, they're shiny.
I can make a grappling hook
they're
so
mine.
I could like climb onto buildings.
Yeah, but like they're shiny and they're mine.
So while this argument is going on, Juniper is going to head back towards the big fancy building.
All right.
Because she would like to try and roll animal handling through the door.
Okay, so to be clear, if we're talking about the mittens, it's on the other side. Yeah, no one's actually seen it. I want to be clear. I keep saying there. You keep hearing noises.
Yeah, Juniper would like to go to that door that you can hear the sound on the other side of and just start making some, hey, be my friend animal noises. Like when you go up to a cat and you just like... just try and do that through the door.
Yeah, you're doing piss, 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 piss. So we have 3 situations.
Yeah.
Down by the water, Xana and Vimble are talking about making a grappling hook. Dio, you just walk into the living room of this beautiful cottage, and there's just a soft, comfy chair. There's a big couch. There's like a bookshelf.
I'm yelling out to the horseshoe crab the whole time. I'm in God's house. There's a chair, and there's a couch, And they're like, I'm just describing everything I'm seeing because
Yes.
it's God's house, you know. It's
Yeah,
cool.
the horseshoe crab's like, I love this for you. You deserve this. You've earned it.
Is Dio God?
And Juniper, you walk around the house to the other side that no one has seen. You turn the corner, and there is a Mittens, this apex predator. It is chained to the front door in a way that is maybe a little jarring to you. It does not appear to be like part of the aesthetic of what's going on. It's like a rusty chain, covered in barnacles. In fact, I'll add that, and it's like looped around its leg. This is not a full size one. Actually, these things get pretty big, so it's only like 5 feet maybe tall. It's not dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still.
Didn't we establish a Mittens can just keep going? If the more it consumes mass, it can just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't pee or poo. It just uses every part of it.
Yes.
So
That's the scientific explanation.
They become a Lolan executor if you feed them too much.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is a modestly sized one. It's important.
so I rolled a 10 to piss.
And it snaps at you. That is not going to do it. God created this thing to kill. So
I did not sufficiently piss. Okay, cool.
you did not. But I will say it like lunges.
I was sent home from the kink party.
Oh Jesus! I will say it lunges towards you, Juniper, and the chain like holds it back. The last it like snaps and like the whole door frame rattles, and you see that like this rusted chain as like holding it back. But like you would need to do something about it to get through the door. So that's the situation.
Yeah. Juniper steps back out of sight and does not fuck with this animal.
All right, Dio, you're vibing inside the cottage. Juniper has.
Yeah, what else is there?
That's a great question. I love this idea that you're just gonna solo this entire cottage while everyone's outside. Investigation.
Sure. My investigation is +4. Oh, it was only an 8.
Yeah. Only an 8. I would say you like look around and it's just an idyllic. It's like if you ever go on like Zillow and you're just like, show me the $10 million beachfront property. I just want to go on a vision quest and imagine what my life would be like if things had gone differently. It's incredible. But the only thing that's like
I'm yelling out to the horseshoe crab. It would be great to come down here for a weekend and like, you know, just like really put effort into like cooking a brunch. Like, get fresh avocados and, like, fry up eggs, hash browns, you know? Like, finally read that book you've been meaning to get to. Get away from the city.
But yeah, the only thing you find of interest in a D&D sense, as far as like actual things to interact with, is that if you go deeper into the house where it connects with the sand, you do find like a hatch that leads down, but it is locked. That's the only thing with an 8.
Oh, can I Eldritch Blast that lock?
Considering Dio has been shouting down to the horseshoe crab, I'm going to assume that Juniper is close enough to hear this and go, oh, you're inside the house.
Well, remember, Dio's using warlocked magic to talk horseshoe crab language, so you can hear yelling from inside the house, but it is just...
Yeah, there's a horseshoe crab in there.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God, cut. Oh.
10 is not going to hit, no.
Down by the shore... like Vimble is like trying to like convince Xana to give him like the like stuff to make a grappling hook, and so he's like taking her outside, being like, okay, but like look at this, picture this. I like grab I put this rope around it, then I can like scale this whole building, get on top of the roof, and then like as he's like explaining that, he like notices can maybe try to notice the door is open.
Sure, yeah.
Is that...
Yeah, there's no time pressure right now, so
yeah. And so that's how I spot the open door, and I'm like, wait a second, and like Vimble's whole like detective thing is like, it's very like Twin Peaksy, where he's like, you know, he feels like everyone else is like not helping in the quote-unquote investigation is actually them using like elaborate unorthodox detective work.
I'm following, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's he's like yeah, that's he thinks that like Xana was like refusing to give him like the stuff for the grappling hook so that he would notice this, and then is like I get it now.
Okay, so it's important
like,
because I need to know if at some point later in the season you're like, oh, I would love to use a grappling hook right now. I need to know if a grappling hook is accomplished, because if not, then no one gets a grappling hook, which is fine.
Okay, Vimble, what you don't seem to understand is these are mine because I found them and they're shiny. Anyway, goodbye. And I just start walking towards the...
Wait. Fuck. What's Vimble gonna do to convince Xana to do?
In the background, you just hear blasting because Dio's unloading on the door inside.
Can I have another unload?
Wait, what if I'll make you something else? With instead of I get the grappling hook and you get I don't know, like a freaking a mess kit that's like fashioned into like a charm that's like, I don't know, it's like a creepy doll or something. That's kind of all I got on the mind right now. But like, I don't know, I feel like I'm not really inspired to like that's sort of where my art is taking me right now. You know, that's
above him being a stinky gnome fail son. Batman who says frickin' is like a whole other type of guy. Incredible.
You got me a doll that looks like me? That's creepy. I will do it for a doll that looks like me. Here's the hooks. And then I just kind of shove them into your scalp, and I walk away.
You really just kind of threw that out there and just... yeah, why don't you roll Tinkerer's Tools to make Xana a doll that looks like her, I guess.
I'm gonna Bardic Inspiration you if you fuck this up.
Okay. That's a D20 plus proficiency, right?
Oh yeah, 20.
Okay. 20.
A perfect, beautiful doll of myself.
Okay.
We're learning so much about Vimble. Your redemption arc reveals you to be a doll maker. I did not see that coming.
Okay, I'm making like a doll, but it's like, you know, I feel like it was like a thing in like early 2000s when it would be like it'd be like a teddy bear, but it's evil. Like it'd be like, it's like that type of style. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say you went through a Gunpla phase. You're like, it's no Death Scythe, but I mean, what is? Add a grappling hook to your inventory, Vimble. Add perfect creepy doll to yours, and what do you all do? Because
let's go.
Dio's inside.
I remembered I have the Pact of the Talisman, so I'd like to blast it again and roll a d4 to try and blast it even harder.
All right, blast 2, blast harder.
Yes, please. Okay. 22. Holy shit. Okay, does 22 hit?
Yeah, it does. You punch a hole in the floor of the cottage.
I didn't even have to use the extra hard blast. Okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah. A thing that happens when you put a hole in the floor and a spout of water like shoots up and hits you in the face, just like the water being displaced. That's just physics, you know.
Oh, yeah. And I go blah 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 blah.
All right, yeah, that's what happens. So Dio shoots through the floor of the cottage and strikes water. Interesting. What do the rest of you do?
Do we notice anything from outside, or nothing is like visible outside?
No, from the outside you can't see because Dio went deeper in.
Okay. I mean, I'm heading up to the cottage to try and try out my new grappling hook to get up onto the porch and then try and get through that door.
I'm holding my doll that looks perfectly exactly like me, except smaller in my arms. Like a baby. Like a baby. And I walk into the front door.
Well, oh, Jesus Christ, hold on. Uh-huh. There's a ravening animal chained to the front door.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I dance for the animal with my creepy doll.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so several things here. Can you roll athletics to grappling hook? Because if you just set up a grappling hook on the balcony, then no one needs to climb it anymore.
Oh.
Nice.
8.
Ugh.
Does Xana use a Bardic Inspiration, or do you fail?
I'll use that Bardic Inspiration. Boop.
Fuck yeah.
Creepy doll dance to make you better at
Oh,
grappling.
yeah, a creepy doll dance.
Fuck yeah.
And there's like a weird eerie sound, like 4.
All right. On the second throw, Vimble, you get the grappling hook over the railing, and now everyone can just climb up the rope, no checks. Anyone who wants to be on the balcony can be on the balcony. Tell me who's on the balcony before we do anything else.
I'm on the balcony.
Juniper heads up to the balcony because horseshoe crab noises plus explosion noises probably mean Dio's in there.
That's good deduction.
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody said they're on the balcony, so you're all on the balcony. The doors are open. What do you do?
Juniper walks in.
Dexterity saving throwers. You are thrown off the balcony.
Oh. Okay. Dexterity. Okay, I'm all right at that.
Can I quickly cross-reference Laura and ask if you have a little bag of sand?
I don't have a little bag of sand.
Okay, let's try the next
funnily
character.
enough. That's a 7. Do I have a thing to... Oh, when I fail a dex saving throw, I can use my reaction to roll a d4 and add it. Which
All right.
might save me from the worst of the reactions. Okay, 10. Is 10 enough for me to not eat shit?
Yeah, so this is so funny because you rolled a 7. You were absolutely eating shit and taking damage. But then you have this special ability. This is a Heron-Gone ability?
Yeah, it's called Lucky Footwork.
Aww.
Sick, yeah. You were thrown head over heels as if from a trebuchet off of the balcony. And everyone's like, well, R.I.P. to fucking Juniper. And then just midair, you correct and you land on the sand. And you don't take any damage. I had all my dice queued up. I was about to break your fucking ankles.
I'm glad I finally got a chance to be good on my feet. Juniper, I do want to make it canon that Juniper has like landed and frozen completely in position like, oh, fuck. And is afraid to like move. Like, I survived. I'm gonna need a second.
Prey response.
Exactly.
I cast Unseen Servant to try and walk into the thing.
All right, you get the Unseen Serpent. No, fuck. Oh, this is so funny. I was like, this is so Xana to get this thing murdered because I think the Unseen Servant has 1 HP. So yeah, he's just dead. The Unseen Servant, it's invisible, so you don't see it. But suddenly inside the room, you see like a table get knocked over because the Unseen Servant is inside.
Uh-huh.
All right, so they're not dead, right?
Yeah, the Unseen Servant awaits your orders standing in the living room.
So it's not the little bag of sand, maybe.
We should check whether Unseen Servant has a little bag of sand.
Juniper, up on the balcony, you can see everyone reacting because the Unseen Servant somehow got past the magical barrier. And they're like, oh shit, that worked. What are we going to do? And they're not paying attention to you, Juniper. And so they don't see what happens to you, which is someone lightly touches something to the back of your head, and you hear a click noise. You don't understand what a gun being cocked is because of technological reasons.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
You hear a voice say, howdy, partner. Home gang?
I saw a spark against the dark, and we erupt, but it's a slow burn. I take a chance, we start to dance, can see enough to know to turn around. The sound of a bonfire carries over fences, titillates our senses. We can feel the heat, the chill wind is pushing you into me, and it's looking like we might be burning, might be burning, might be burning down. But we're